Okay. Right on.
We are recording.
Okay, cool. Welcome everybody. Take two from last week. I'm totally kidding. Danny, thank you so much for being on with us tonight. Obviously we know, we appreciate you. We all love you. If you don't know Danny, we need to have conversation. You've been hiding under a rock. I don't know what's going on, but just a quick brief on Danny. She is the founder of Team Boss Babes, and she is a two-time premier coach, 2018, 2019. And she's literally even since I was a virtual assistant for Trina, top of the leaderboard every month in Team Rockstar Fit for Success Club, just like outstanding, just inspiring, words, grit, resilience, consistency, all the things. That is her. That is Danny. She's got emeralds popping left and right. She added like 100 new coaches since the beginning of the year. Her team's on fire, you guys. And the most fun fact of all is that so far from 2018 to 2019, she has given herself a $30,000 raise. Can we just give some serious fist bumps or hearts for that? She did that. She had the opportunity to say, I can do this and no one's going to stop me. And we see her run, and we've seen her run for a long time. I hope that you guys can't hear my email, because who's sick of emails? Oh my God. All I can hear is the ding in my ear right now. But she's a true definition of a true leader, of a leader. She's a true definition of a leader. I swear I've had one sip of this. Super happy to have you on. Super happy to call you my friend. That is Danny Dettra in a nutshell. She lives in Oregon with her awesome husband, John, who I love, and her adorable little daughter, Chloe, who I'm sure you see all over the internet. But tonight she's going to just breathe the fire, breathe the belief. I'm assuming Kelly told you what group this is and why we're here. Okay. I know I didn't have that conversation with you, but it's just, thank you for being here. Thank you for talking to us tonight. I will let you take it away.
Yes, thank you. So actually premiered 2019, 2020, just to be technical. But 2021, we're going to be elite, baby. So my name is Danny Dettra. I live in Portland, Oregon. My husband is John. My daughter is Chloe. She is the best. She's hilarious. And I'm super excited to talk to you guys tonight. Kelly kind of said this is kind of like a diamond mentorship. So she wanted to talk about best practices as far as recruiting, onboarding, and getting coaches to hit success and whatever that means to you right away. I feel like I have come into my own in the past year, 2 years in this category. So I'm super happy to talk to you guys about it. I am a very special person, but you're all very special too. So I hate when coaches say, I'm not special. And I'm like, yes, you are. Everybody is special. So we're all special in our own way. But I just run, and I just don't let anything hold me back. And I think that's just the difference between me and a lot of coaches who maybe aren't seeing the success that they like, is they get a coach cancellation and they're ready to jump off a bridge. And it's like, do you want me to fucking screen record how many coach cancellations are in my emails from the last 5 years? Because it would take a while. You probably wouldn't even sit there, because our attention span is okay, that video is longer than 8 seconds. I can't sit here anymore, right? So you just have to keep moving and literally take the emotion out of it. Take the frustration, the emotion out of the business. And when it's time to have joy, yes, pour all that emotion into it. But there's just no time for frustration or fear in this business. And trust me, I've cried more tears over missing goals and not achieving things in this business than I feel like in my entire life. Literally, when we didn't hit elite last year, on the day that we had to wake up in 5-star qual, and we absolutely didn't, I cried the whole day. And literally the next morning I came down the stairs crying, and my husband looked at me and was like, are you still crying about that? Such a fucking dick. I'm like, yes, I am. And he's like, you got to get over it. He's like, you cannot cry every time you miss a goal. He's like, it's just business. So he always brings me back down to earth because I'm literally always in fucking la la land, just like, woo, right? So he always brings me back down to earth. He's super successful in business. So whatever he says, like, I am going to listen to him, right? But this business doesn't take a lot of like emotion if you're trying to build something successful. Like, it's just business, right? So if we can take that emotion out of it and just do the shit that we're supposed to do, like what's on this tracker, like check all these boxes every single day, like those inches will add up and you will build a business that you're really proud of. But if every time somebody says no, or every time someone ghosts you, or every time someone cancels or says they're gonna sign their husband and then they don't, like you're ready to jump off a bridge, you're not gonna make it very far. And if you do, it's not going to feel good when you get there because you're focused on the wrong things. And I think for a long time, I was really focused on the wrong things and it just sucked the joy out of it for me. And I just don't want to suck anymore, right? Like I want to feel good all the time. I want to be happy all the time. And so if you can just learn to, obviously you're still going to feel those emotions, but you can't let it deter you from what you're doing. So my number one superpower in this business is just being consistent AF. And I'm not even kidding you. Literally someone who signed up the same year as me messaged me the other day and she's like, I'm so inspired by you. And she doesn't really do much with the business. So inspired by you. She says, is it really just consistency that you're able to do all that? Like as if there's some fucking secret. Like, yeah, what? I'm like, what? I don't know what you're saying. Yes, it literally is just being consistent. You know why? Because people need to be able to count on you. And I would venture to guess that my followers can count on me because I don't miss. So I used to say the only days you're allowed to miss on social media is if your house is burning down or if you're dying. But then I had to retract that if your house is burning down, like take a fucking picture of that shit and post it. Like that's going to get hella likes and comments. Okay. So the only day you can miss is if you're actually dying. Okay. So there's no reason to miss. Like life's hard. Yeah. What, puppy? Yeah, I know, but mommy's on a call. Okay. So the only day you can miss is if you're actually dying because people are counting on you whether they let you know that or not. And it's crazy the people that you are inspiring that show you in no way that you're inspiring them. They may never like your stuff, but I guarantee you they're creeping on you. They're typing in your handle every single day to see what you're saying or doing. And they may never respond to a message. They may never join you. But our entire job is to help people, right? And my husband reminds me of that. He's like, at the end of the day, if you're helping people, that's all that matters. That's why you signed up to be a coach, is to help people. And I know we use that often like in a derogatory way, is like when coaches tell me, oh, I just want to help people, I'm like, oh, fuck, this bitch is not going to do anything, right? But at the end of the day, yes, we're supposed to help people. So you help them in many different ways, right? And showing up and being a light for others, especially now when there's so much fear and uncertainty and just literally chaos going on, like people need it. They need that. And you have the opportunity to provide that for them. So if you can take that social media as a chore and flip it to be like, this is a freaking blessing. Like, this is my job, like taking cute ass pictures of myself and putting them on social media. Like, hell yes. There are actual like hard jobs, like, you know, saving people from burning buildings or like, you know, doing brain surgery on people. That's hard. What we do is not hard. But our ego tells us that it is, right? Our laziness, our complacency tells us that this is really hard. Nah, what we do is not hard. It takes hard work, but what we do is not hard. So if you can show up on your social media every day with a message, with a mission, with a purpose, and what, you know, the number one thing I hear from coaches on why they're not posting is because they don't know what to say. And if you don't know what to say, you're not doing your job. So I'm just going to remind you really quick what your job is to be proof that the products work. So number one, if you're not doing that, well, shit, we need to start there, because ain't nobody going to join you if you yourself aren't getting results in some way, shape, or form. And I'm not saying you have to lose weight. If you know you need to lose weight, then you need to lose the weight. But you need to be transforming in some way, mentally, physically, emotionally, and of course, financially from the business side. If you want real business builders to come into the business, show them why. Every time I post an income progression, I get at least one person filling out my coach thing, because people don't believe that we make money. So are you showing them that you're making money? Whether it's $14 from a team bonus cycle, hey, you can go buy 14 Costco hot dogs, hell yeah, right? Or, you know, a $1,400 check for the week, I just paid my mortgage kind of thing. Like, it doesn't matter the amount. And I feel like for the longest time, I never shared my income, because in my head, it was never enough. It was never enough. It was never enough. But now it's getting to the point where I'm soon going to be unrelatable to people. People aren't going to believe that you can make that kind of money. You know what I mean? So don't do a disservice to your followers, because in reality, like 90% of the population, if there was a $300 emergency, couldn't afford to pay for it. So what does that tell you? People need this additional income and all the benefits that comes from them earning it. So if you can buy the big dog, a big bag of dog food now instead of the little one until payday, like, that's real. People need to know that. If you can pay for a ballet class and gymnastics now, that's real. People need to know that, right? If you can stay at the Disneyland property instead of Motel 6 down the street, that's real. People need to know that, because they only know what we tell them. And people will only know that you're successful if you tell them. Like, nobody knows that stuff. Like, so many people from high school be like, oh, congrats on all your success. How do they know I'm successful? Because I talk about it, and not in a boastful way, but in a humble, I'm so grateful. I said, yes, I'm so grateful that 5 years ago, even though it didn't work out, that some lady noticed me. She's no longer my sponsor. She's no longer a coach. Oh, well, I kept going. So my number one power in attracting people and hitting these huge numbers is not sending out 1 million invites a day. It's showing up and showing my followers that I'm never going to quit. You're never going to see the day where I make the post and say, oh, God's calling me to lip sense. Like, no. I am a motherfucking Beachbody coach. I bleed Beachbody blue, and I will raise that flag forever, because this opportunity changed my life. And so I have to share that with others. No matter how small or how large that life-changing transformation was, I have to share that with people. So I'm not going anywhere. So I think people are afraid of MLMs because they think that people hate MLMs because those people are annoying. What people don't like about network marketing is the amount of people that sign up and quit. So don't be one of those people. Because how many times in your feed a day do you see like, ah, hallelujah for this opportunity, and then 3 weeks later, they're no longer doing that? That's what's annoying. People who keep going aren't annoying. People who keep going are inspiring. So are you going to keep going, or are you going to start falling back when things aren't working out the way you want? I literally just had a coach of mine who's been a coach on the team for over a year now. She's still an emerald, okay? And we've set many diamond dates. And she's like, how much would you recommend someone quitting their job to become a full-time coach? And I was like, well, it depends. I'm like, what are you going to do with those extra 8 hours? How is it going to be any different than what you're doing now? And I'm like, I'll tell you a story. So my first year as a coach, I was a bar manager. So I worked 5:45 p.m. till 3 a.m. Okay. I did that 3 or 4 days a week. And then I was trying to get out of the bar. So I picked up a second job at a car dealership. So now I was working 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., driving to the bar till 3 a.m. And I was doing that 5 days a week. So I was working 75 hours a week. I only did that 2 months because that's effing insanity, right? And I was making more with Beachbody than I was making at the car dealership. So I allowed myself to quit that job. But those 2 months that I worked 75 hours a week were my 2 best months in Beachbody. I lost my job January 8th, 2016. So literally like I'd only been a coach for 11 months and I lost my job. So I was a full-time coach the entire year of 2016. Okay. So I had no other job but Beachbody. 2015 was my first year and I was a coach from the end of February. So 11 months, whatever, 10 months, right? I made a little over $11,000. 2016, I made a little over $12,000. So 1 or 2 jobs, no job, not a lot of change in income. It's not about how much time you have. It's about what you do with the time you do have, okay? So all these people think if I had more time, I'd be further. Well, no, you're not further because you think like that. Instead of maxing your effort in the time that you do have, and I just be straight up with her. Like if you want a full-time income from this, 2-star has to be the goal. But before we can even talk about 2-star, can we talk about consistently hitting Success Club and going Emerald every single month? Like we can't just go from 0 to nothing, right? So there's different measures that you're gonna need to take to build the business that you want. And whatever your scale is, me, I'm trying to do it all. I'm trying to be a multi-millionaire, top of the company, every medal, accolade, everything. I want it all. Okay, that's just my personality. I'm a type 3. I want all of that, right? Other people are like, I just want to make $1,000 a month. I'm like, that's great. That's poverty. But if that's where you want to live, like, let's get you there. Okay. So, but me, I'm like, no, I want as much money as possible because once these Disneyland parks open up, I got to get to all of them. Okay. Tokyo, Shanghai, I got to get there. Right. So I need money to do that. Whatever your goal is, right? You need to match your ambition to your effort. So if you're like, I'm going to go diamond by the end of the year, holy cow, that is a long time to find 8 coaches to sign up on your team. At bare minimum, we need to be signing up 2 coaches a month to say we're actually a business builder. Okay, bare minimum. Because on average, you're going to have 1 coach a month quit. So how long is it going to take you to get there if 1 coach is quitting every single month? You're going to be in the negative soon if you don't start moving. Okay, so it's not about the time that you have, it's about what you do with the time when you're working, right? Are you focused? When you're sending invites, are you responding as every person responds back? Or are you sending out your list till you're done, whatever your list is? I can't give you a number of invites that's going to get you to a certain thing because it's going to look different for all of us, right? I could send 500 invites in a month. You could send 500 invites in a month. Our Success Club numbers will look vastly different. So I can't tell you how many invites to send. I'm just going to tell you to invite until you have as many yeses as you're going for. So if you're going for Success Club, you invite until you have 3 yeses. If you don't have 3 yeses, then you haven't talked to enough people, plain and simple. But showing up every single day, that needs to be your number 1 priority. Showing up for yourself and then sharing that. So if you don't know what to post, you're not doing your job because your trainer in your video is going to say something that will inspire you, okay? You're going to think something while you're doing it, whether you're struggling, you're feeling super strong, you're loving the challenge, whatever you're feeling during your workout, that's going to inspire you. Like I have to assume everyone has thoughts and feelings, but people sign up as coaches and all of a sudden we act like we don't have a voice. Like what is this fucking Little Mermaid? Like the witch got your voice? Like what's going on? Like get the thoughts out, people. You have thoughts and feelings and emotions. Tell people about those, okay? Like there's so much that we could be sharing with people and we hold back because we're so nervous about what they're going to think. Like who cares what they think? Tell me, does Candy Bunny 249 on Instagram pay your bills? No. Okay, you do. So say whatever you want. Like it's just wild. And I'm not saying it doesn't hurt when people are dicks to you. Yeah, of course it does. But that's why there's a block button. Like people have said the meanest shit I've ever heard in my life to me. A woman told me I didn't deserve to have a child and then shared my profile and told people to send me hate mail because I make fun of women who have miscarriages, which is news to me. Okay. So I'm still here. I'm still kicking. Like, yeah, that shit sucks, but like, let's just keep going, right? Like, she's a psycho. Pray for her. She needs Jesus. All right. Like, we just keep moving. Okay. So once you have that consistency down, people are attracted to people who show up. It literally doesn't take a lot to inspire people. Just stop giving up and they'll be inspired to join you if you're willing to invite them. So I think people think they can post and all of a sudden, like, I have to remind my team, like, I sent 50 invites today and nobody responded. Like, should I just quit? Should I fill out my cancellation form? No, like, let's get over ourselves, right? That's ego. That's your ego saying, oh, nobody wants to do this. They absolutely want to do this. Why wouldn't they? It's freaking awesome. Okay. If they don't want to do it, they're fucking stupid. Like, and that's it. That's all you need to know. Like, they're literally idiots. Why wouldn't you do this? It's amazing. Okay. So if they don't want to do it, oh, well, you do. Keep going. And just be willing to keep inviting people. If you keep showing up, those no's will turn into yeses. I had a new coach tell me everyone's told her no. And I said, have they told you why? And she's like, well, no one's responded. I was like, oh, no. That's not a no. I said a no is I don't want to do that and don't ever message me again. And in 5 years, no one's ever said that to me. In 5 years, no one's ever said, don't ever message me again. That I would consider a no. Like, I'm not interested, or no thanks, or I don't have money, or I don't want any part of that, whatever they say, right? All the different things people say, like, that's not a no. That's just not a no right now. Because do you know how many people that have talked shit about network marketing and then somehow got convinced to join and then blew it up? So I'm not going to miss out on that chance. So when I send you a message and you just like it, I'm going to send you another message, okay? Because I know what I have to offer is amazing, and it would be a disservice for me not to invite other people to join me, okay? If my coach hadn't asked me 5 times to be a coach, I don't know what my life would look like. It would not look like this, okay? I don't know that I would have Chloe, because I promised myself I would not be a pregnant bartender, right? But that was the only job that I could get. Like, I had a college degree, and literally the only job I could get was being a bar manager and working at the car dealership for little over minimum wage. I know that I'm worth a lot more than that. So I just had to go for it, right? So I don't know what my life would look like had this person, even though they're not a coach anymore, not noticed me. And thank goodness she did. And thank goodness I said yes on the 5th time. So you need to think about, what would life look like for me had I not said yes? And do you really want other women sitting out there wasting their lives, not thriving, when you have a gift that you could give them? I know I don't. I want to give it to as many women as I can, because I want everybody to be happy and thriving and healthy. So you decide what you want, and you decide whether you want to give that to others. That's totally up to you. So I believe that whatever you focus on expands. So if you want people to join your team, then you need to talk about the team. So if you go to my Facebook or Instagram, whatever your GM is, you will see that 99.9% of my posts talk about coaching. Doesn't matter what I'm doing in the picture, doesn't matter who's in the picture, I'm talking about coaching, because everything I do leads back to coaching. Everything. I'm working out, it's because I'm a coach. I'm drinking Shakeology, it's because I'm a coach. I'm making money, it's because I'm a coach. I'm happy, it's because I'm a coach. I'm a more present mom, it's because I'm a coach. I'm a more patient wife, whatever it is. Everything is because I'm a coach. Because I want coaches on the team. I know I can fill a boot camp. I don't have to talk about boot camps to fill a boot camp. Why? Because I am showing up every single day in my stories, working out. People are going to be interested in workouts whether I talk about them or not. So I talk about being a coach. Talk about being a coach is the ultimate accountability. If you can't stick to a program, you need to become a coach. Coach of self. That's one of the best terms ever, right? Coach of self, because that takes the fear out of it. Because why aren't people joining? Because they don't think they can do what you do. So tell them they don't have to. I mean, eventually we want them to, right? But it's their journey. They do whatever they want. But I have lots of coaches of self on my team who are literally an emerald away from diamond, because that got them in the door, because I took the fear out of it. Because I'm like, you don't have to coach others. I want to coach others. But if you want to start and be a coach of self and coach yourself to success, let's start there. Might as well get a great savings while you're doing it. So there's different ways to talk about coaching to attract people to coaching, rather than just being like, this coach thing, or like downplaying it, or this business opportunity. Like, be just very out in the open of whatever you want. Like, you don't need to beat around the bush, right? Like, and you decide how you want to share, but literally I'll be like, my paycheck was $2,300 for the week today. Now, I'm not saying you have to say that, right? You could be like, my paycheck covered my car payment. They don't need to know how much your car payment is, right? But I want people to know that I'm doing big things in my business. So I'm just very open and honest about what I want and who I'm looking for and who does not need to apply. So if you're a quitter, please don't apply. But if you want to have your own money, which for me, my tribe, that's what I want, to be independent. I want to have my own money. God forbid something happen, I want to be able to take care of Chloe and I, right? Like, that's important to me. So whatever's important to you, those are the type of people you're looking for. You're not looking for who you were when you signed up. You're looking for who you want to become or who you have become because of this. And I think a lot of us talk to our old self because we want to fix those people and get them to where we are. But most of those people don't want to do the work that it takes to get here. So why don't you start looking for the people who are already almost kind of here? Like for me, women who want to achieve more, women who want to be challenged, former college athletes, like those are the type of women that I'm looking for. Women that it's important to have their own income. Those are the type of women I'm looking for. So like, I'm not going after stay-at-home moms, no disrespect. Obviously, I do stay home with my daughter. But I'm looking for women who having a job and an income is very important to them. Okay? So you go after whoever you want. But are you being clear about those things? Are you talking about it enough that people are going to be interested enough to click a poll or fill out a survey or drop an emoji or respond to a question box? Are you talking about it that much? I talk about it every single day because I want coaches. I can fill a boot camp. I know I can get customers, but I want women who want to coach. And then on the flip side of that, are you offering everybody who says yes to you to sign up as a coach? Because that's where we miss a lot of people. Because you'd be surprised how many people are like, yeah, cool, let's do that. And you're like, shit, okay. Let me just change that up real quick, click coach instead, right? Okay, like you'll be surprised how many people, because a lot of people are like, I'd be ticked if I could save 25% and no one told me. Very true, okay? So are you offering those things to people? So for me, I want coaches. So I focus on talking about coaching in my posts, in my stories, all the things, right? So for instance, last month, I was only recruiting to coaching, only. I didn't have a boot camp graphic. I didn't talk about boot camps. All I talked about was my coach mentorship that I was filling, right? Okay, I ended up signing 10 coaches. Awesome, right? Yeah. I still hit success code 48. So that tells you that I can sign up customers without talking about boot camps. But it opened the doors for a lot of people to get information about coaching or to join. I did 3 sneak peeks to join sneak peeks. And now I have a full follow-up list of all these women who were interested in coaching, but maybe last month wasn't the right time. Well, shit, they're all home now, so let's get going, right? Let's get you all signed up, okay? You were too busy. Now you ain't got shit to do, so let's get you going, okay? So whatever you focus on is going to expand. So if you only talk about workouts, don't be surprised that people only want workouts from you. That's real. Whatever you talk about is what people will want from you. So I talk about coaching, getting results, earning an income, being happy, being confident. Those are the things that people want from me. Okay? Because I know that I can help others have success if they're coachable and they're willing to listen, right? So those are the things that I talk about. So what do I do once I get these people into my team, right? So I feel like I've worked really hard over the last 5 years to create an incredible community. So as soon as somebody is welcomed into the team page, like my girls just blow it up, right? So from the very beginning, they feel super supported, which is really important to me. Because I know that if I came into a team page, which by the way, I was never welcomed into a team page. I never even had a GSR. Okay. If I was welcomed into a team page and like just a couple people liked it, that's probably not the vibe of the team that I want, right? But like I've worked very hard to make sure that everybody gets recognized and supported and welcome to the team. And so that for me is number one, because I talk about every day, if you watch my stories, every day you'll see at least on one story, a hashtag that says the team you join matters. That's my edge. I let people know that I have the best team and they need to join it. And they can join other teams, but there'll soon be a message in my inbox saying they wish they had signed up with me. And I can say that confidently because I know it's true. So are you confident in your ability to help people in this business? And I'm not saying you have to promise anything. I don't say like, I'm going to help you earn $10,000 a month. Like, nah. But I do say I can help you build this business because I've built this business. So of course I can help them. And you can too, because you're doing it. But you need to talk about those things because people want to join someone who's going somewhere. If you're only workouts and fucking Shakeology cups by your face, like shit, like who wants that, right? No one's going to come to you to build a business. They're going to go to someone who's talking about building a business and talking about a team and talking about income and trips and all these different things because people want that. People want community. They want freedom of time. They want to be able to travel. They want more time with their kids. They want all those things. So are you talking about those things? Are you showcasing those things? Okay. And for those of you that work full time, talking about why you take an hour out of your evening to be on these calls, literally every Monday night after we take our picture, I tell the team, go put this picture on your story and talk about coaching and invite people to join you. And I would say that many of them put it on their story, but they don't talk about it. They might put a couple words up and maybe a poll. If you're serious about something, you're going to talk to your camera about it and be like, gosh, I'm just so filled up by this community, especially in this time. It's so nice to lean in. These women support me. We have big goals. We push together. You should join us. Easy as that. That was so easy. That literally took 5 seconds. And those little things are going to add up. And you can't expect every time that you do that, someone's going to fill out your poll or somebody is going to take your survey or whatever. I said every day in the month of February, fill out my coach application. You know, the first coach application I got in February was February 26th. Nobody filled out my survey until February 26th. I said every day in every post, fill out my coach survey for my coach mentorship because I was pushing hard for coaches. February 26th, the first time someone filled out my application, but I still signed 10 coaches. So again, taking the emotion out, and like if someone doesn't fill out your survey and you put a survey link, like that's okay. There are other ways for people to communicate and talk to you. I promise if you're doing the work, the universe will always reward you. But if you're always thinking negative, nobody wants to sign up with me. That's exactly what you're going to get. And I'm not saying you're not going to have those thoughts. I do all the time. I'm like, oh my God, my wells run dry. Oh God, what's happening? I'm freaking out all the time. I'm like, I'm only at Success Club 30. This is terrible. Like, okay, right. It's psycho. Okay. So, but there's no shortage of people. People will come. People want to sign up with challenge packs. Okay. Like I promise you that. And they definitely want to be coaches. Okay. So once they come in, I send them the welcome email. I am very guarded of my time because I don't like people wasting my time. Like I hate people wasting my time. Okay. So I send the welcome email. In the welcome email, it says, text me your goals and we'll move on to the next step. If they don't text me, they will not hear from me. Because if you cannot follow a simple direction that is this big and in red in the email, I don't see you going very far in this. Okay. So if they message me on Instagram and like ask something, I say, waiting for your text and we'll start our getting started right call, get it scheduled. Okay. I need people to follow directions because there's just way too many ways to communicate, right? Because we probably signed up over Instagram or Facebook and now I've emailed them. It's like, okay, let's just get everybody to text. So they have the email. It has the link to the trainings. It has the link to the Emerald in an Hour call. They have everything they need right there. But if they want to have a getting started right call with me, they need to text me their goals. Okay. And some people still waiting for a text. Okay. I can't go chase people. Right. So if they're not even going to text me their goals, they probably don't have any, for one. So you need to just not worry about it. Like they're added to the team page and they're added to the accountability group. So they really have everything that they need. But so for the ones who text me, we get on a get it started right call. I ask them a few questions, really just to get to know them a little bit better and basically formulate their coming out as a coach post, because that's their first thing that they do. That's their first duty, I guess, as a coach, to do their coming out as a coach post. And I go over what Emerald is, and I tell them, I need you to go Emerald today. So this was a huge shift I made in my business last year, was I had to get over the idea of that me saying that was skeezy or pushy or, slimy. And then it was only for me, because Emerald's not for me. What's a fucking Emerald do for me, right? Like nothing. Okay. So Emerald's not for me. Emerald's for them. So if they're not Emerald, they're literally taking $20 bills and burning them. And the Beachbody's flushing it down the toilet every week. And I don't want that for them. So I tell them they need to go Emerald right away. I tell them how to sign their spouse up. And I say, this is a conversation for you and your spouse to have. But then I give them examples of why having my husband almost at the top of my business center is so beneficial to our family and how much we earn from his account. Okay. And I told them 3 reasons why they want to be Emerald right away. Obviously, number 1 is to earn money off of the volume that the team is producing, which is pretty cool because it's not just them, it's the whole freaking team. And we are a rock star team. So there is always volume going through and they deserve to get paid on that because they're part of our team now. Okay. Number 2, if they don't have enough to cycle, they're going to put it in their piggy bank instead of flushing it down the toilet. And then number 3, free and paid leads, right? So 3 reasons they want to be Emerald ASAP. Okay. Even if it's Wednesday, I need you to go Emerald today. Who are 2 people that you can get signed up today? And just using that language, 1, it puts you in the seat of a leader and someone who has authority, right? So if you're wishy-washy, like, try to go Emerald this month, people are like, what? Like, why would they do that? No. But that's what I used to be like, yeah, we want to try to get to Emerald this month. That's a goal for us. I'm like, we're going Emerald today. That's your number 1 goal. I don't want you to focus on anything. I just want to know who your 2 coaches are. Literally. Okay. Because they want to go Emerald. So I am a not heavy, but consistent recruiter. So they're going to have volume under them. Like my March coaches already have 5 coaches under them. So I screenshot their volume for all of them yesterday. And I was like, that's 500 points of volume getting flushed down the toilet. You just lost $28. That's real. That's money. You want that, right? You want to pay for your stuff? Here's a way to pay for your stuff. Okay. Especially now, everyone needs money. So you need to pay for your stuff. So you do that by getting to Emerald because the team is growing. I'm always growing. Okay. So you deserve to get paid on that money. Plus, the reason why they want to get to Emerald is they're going to have their first 2 coaches. They're going to earn commission, and they're going to be 1/3 or 2/3 of the way to Success Club. So first goal, Emerald, second goal, Success Club. Once you hit that, we'll discuss other goals, but that's literally it. Like if you can't do those 2 things, there's no reason for us to talk about anything else, right? The goal is Emerald, Success Club, and then we'll discuss new goals from there. And then basically it's like, okay, let's try to get you to 10 so you can get paid leads next month. But using that language and like your number 1 goal is Emerald. So before it was like, try to help 3 people this month. Success Club is our goal. Like, yes, it's non-negotiable. Like I tell my coaches, like I'm a very black and white person. So when I signed up, my sponsor said, do the trainings. Okay. So I did Rock the Basics, and it said Success Club needs a non-negotiable. And I was like, okay, took that to heart. Haven't missed it in 5 years. It's 3 people. We act like it's so hard to find people. There's like a billion, lots of billions of people all over the place. A lot of them are on TikTok. You can just go find them on there, okay? They're everywhere. But it's just, are you willing to keep asking until you get those 3 yeses? Especially now, people are like, oh, everything for free. I'm like, I don't give anything for free. Nothing. Not even an Energized stick. Because I'm running a business. This is a business. Don't give away free shit. You know how much free stuff I've got from Nike or Nordstrom? 0. And I'm probably their best customer. They've never given me anything for free. And yet I keep coming back and spending money. There's no reason to give people for free. Free stuff, there's no skin in the game. Like I have so many people that message me and want to send me free samples of Roden and Fields, Beauty Counter, all that shit. And I just say, no, thanks, I won't use it. Because I won't, because it's free. And I'll throw it in a drawer and I'll forget about it. And then it'll expire and then it'll just be something I have to clean out. Because I won't use it. But if I pay for it, probably a better chance that I'll use it. So I don't give anything for free. And that's not to be mean. This is a business. Okay. All right, that's what I have. Do you guys have questions? I feel like it's really quiet. I mean, obviously I'm the only one talking, but I just feel like it's extra quiet and it's freaking me out. I don't know if everyone in my house left. Oh gosh.
You were just leaning in. Give us more. Give us more.
So good. That's why we're like, more. I know you guys have got to have some questions. I mean, she just gave, I have like literally 5 pages of notes. And so I know you have got to have some sort of question for Danny. So good. So entertaining as always. And you make it fun. You make it fun to learn.
Oh, good. Yeah, what are your
Amazing,
questions?
amazing.
Danny, I have one for you. Oh,
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Go.
Okay. What is the first thing you do on your tracker?
So on my tracker, I created my own.
Okay.
So typically the first thing I do is fill out the stories. Because I've normally already done a lot of those when I, wake up. Like I've already done my Energize and my workout stuff. So I typically will fill it out as I go, but when I normally sit down to do like my power hour when Chloe takes her nap at 1 o'clock. And so probably normally after I check off the stories, I do the show interest in your followers. So I will go and connect with my people. That's what mine says, show interest in your followers. So, because I think we want everyone to like and comment on our stuff, and then we don't do that to anybody, and we have to do that. So I always try to show interest. So yeah, I do that.
Cool. Do you have your tracker somewhere that you can share it with us?
It's in the diamond page.
I'm not in there yet, but I will be.
Okay. So yeah, it's in the diamond page. So Rach or Kelly can grab for you. I have a new coach one, and then the one I use is the business builder tracker. So it's basically the same thing, just the numbers are higher on it. But I put like several steps of numbers because, you know, some days you're like killing it and you're like, shit, I just sent like 45 invites. And then the next day you're like struggling to get to 20. You're like, oh God, you know, like every day is not going to look the same. So I wanted to make sure that the business builders had a range of numbers they could fill out. And then the new coach is the same, just the numbers are less.
Danny, I loved when you and Lauren were talking about like the 50 invite thing that you guys did. And I'd love for you to like just briefly talk about it because it was a gut check for me to be like, shit, I am not sending enough invites. So like, I don't know, I feel like it might be beneficial to hear that maybe if you just explain that a little bit.
Yeah, I think things are a lot noisier than they used to be. So, you know, you used to be able to send 100 invites for the month and like for sure you'd hit Success Club 6, and that's just really not a reality anymore, especially for new people who don't really have that social credibility yet. So, you know, but we often forget about all the people we have. So like newer coaches will be like, I've already asked everyone. I'm like, you asked all 649 people of your followers? And they're like, oh, no. I'm like, oh, so you've asked everyone that you feel comfortable enough to ask. Okay, right. So like we forget about people. Like Ashley Molstead says it best. Like when we're on social media, we're like, I'm having a party. Come in the house. And we get like, you know, 300 people to come into our house. And then the party starts and we go outside and we're like, hey, people, like trying to get all these people. And we forget about the people that are already at the party and we don't take care of them. So like the people that are already friends, followers, story watchers, like why aren't you asking them to join you? They've already shown interest in you in some way. So what I tell people, because people are like, do you send cold invites? I feel like that's like a question people ask now. And I'm like, what does that even fucking mean? Like, it's just so weird. I don't consider it a cold invite if they're watching me. If they're in my business, I'm inviting them to my business. That's just bottom line. So if you're watching me or liking my stuff, I am 100% going to ask you to join me because you're in my business. You have given me permission. You have walked into my store. Okay, so I don't think it's rude when I walk into Nordstrom if they ask me if they can help me. I don't find that rude. I find that appropriate because I'm in their store and they're working. So I'm working. You're in my business. Would you like to join me? Now, a cold invite to me would be going to the explore page, seeing a random person, and then sending them a DM. We don't follow each other. We've never looked at each other's stuff. That to me would be cold. But somebody watching me that I may have never connected with for whatever reason, you know, like we don't see the same people every day unless we're literally interacting with them. So if I randomly see this cute girl watching my story, hell yeah, I'm going to invite her. Why wouldn't I? She just watched my shit. She knows what I'm about. There's no surprise. Like it shouldn't be confusing what I'm doing. I think it says right in my bio. Like I don't know. There should be no confusion, right? So I think the better we can showcase what we're doing, the less confusion there is. So, you know, I feel like it's either people are like, they do all social media and they do no invites and they're confused why nobody's coming into their business, or they'll do like 1 or 2 social medias or like a random boomerang of their cat and they'll send 1 million invites and then nobody comes into their business and then they're confused. I'm like, well, your last post was 2017, so it is a little confusing what you're inviting me to because I don't even know that you work out. So why would I join your boot camp, right? Like there needs to be a great balance of both that social proof and then the invites. And I think in this, new coaches have got into this thing where they think it's okay to just do stories and not do their feed. Can't. Sorry, you have to have a feed because what does the app open up to? The feed. not to stories. And, you know, if you have a business account, it tells you how many people, 1,300 people have visited your profile in 7 days. So what does that tell you? They watch your stories, then they go to your profile to creep on you. So if you don't have anything to creep on, or the things they're creeping on is your, you know, seeing your trip to Rome, that's confusing what's going on here. In my head, you're a freak and I would never join you. Okay. So you need to make what you're doing in stories match what you're doing on your feed, because that's literally what people do. Like, it's not science. What do? You see a story you like, maybe on the explore page, you go to their thing and you creep their feed. That's what people do. So give them something to creep on, right? Like, it's common sense.
I have a question. So when you have people following you in your stories or on your feed, like your posts, they're liking, commenting, and considered not a cold invite, obviously, but how do you invite them? Like, how do you approach them? Is it just like, hey, do you want to, like, what's your approach?
Oh yeah, I just go for it. Cause again, I don't like wasting time. Like, yeah. I feel like so many fucking Arbonne girls have been baiting me lately, and it is pissing me off.
It works, girls.
Yeah, they're like, oh my God, I love your feed. You're so inspiring. And I'm kind. So I say, oh my gosh, thank you so much. So sweet of you to share that with me. And then they're like, oh, are you interested in vegan, cruelty-free products? I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Oh my God. So I just go for it, because I don't need to like bait you into anything. I just need to know if you like what you see and you want to do it with me. So literally my invite is the same to everyone. Hey girl, wasn't sure if you saw it, a new boot camp starting on March 16th. Would it be okay to send you info? Would it be okay to send you info? Will change the game for you. I don't use the word interested ever, because interested somehow commits them, and that freaks people out. Don't misunderstand. You're still going to get ghosted a ton. Okay. But you will get a lot more people willing to hear the information, which is what you want. You want to get really good at giving people information. Okay. Because the more information you give, the more you can fine tune it and the more people you can close. I close a lot of people. So I would lead with that. If it's a coach invite, I make it specific to them and I tell them why I think they would be a great coach, right? So it's not going to look the same for everybody, you know, and just depending on, you know, if they're a fitness person already, I might word it a little different versus, you know, just somebody I noticed. But I tell them why I noticed them, why I enjoy connecting with them, or, you know, whatever our relationship is. And then, have you ever considered doing what I do as a coach? I think you would really love being on the team, whatever, right? But for the most part, the bulk of my invites are to a boot camp, because I can just rapid fire those out.
Thank you for sharing.
It's always the same. People will like message me and be like, what invite's working for you now? I'm like, same one. Same one. I just changed the date. Just change the date every time.
I have a question that kind of follows up with that. If you have people that are ghosting you, do you just keep sending them the same message? Or like if they keep watching your stuff and you want to keep inviting them, but like, I guess I don't want to keep sending them the same message and just have them have like 5 of those.
Oh yeah, I totally do. I just changed the date.
Okay.
No fucks given over here. I mean, how could I say it differently?
No, I love it.
How are you sending them the info? Like, are you keeping it in Messenger or are you emailing them like a PDF or something?
Oh my God, I hate email. No, I just keep it all in Messenger. I get like email takes forever, and then you don't know if they got it. Like, you know if they got it in Instagram or Facebook, right? Because a little bubble. But like, I am not an email person. I'd rather just do it all in the DMs, and I don't voice memo ever. If you do, great. I don't. I'm old school. Okay. So they say, sure. I say, are you familiar with Beachbody programs and Shakeology? That is always my number one question, because I get this question a lot. What info are you sending? I'm like, info on the bootcamp, huh? Okay. So, are you familiar with Beachbody programs and Shakeology? Why do I ask that? Because I need to know. Because you would be flabbergasted the amount of coaches who want to join my team or my boot camp. And they are a motherfucking coach. I'm like, what's confusing about what's going on here? You signed up with someone else. You are stuck with them. Okay. You're not coming into my stuff. Okay. Anyway, so I asked them that so they know, you'll get a wide variety of answers. No, LOL. Whatever. And or they're like, yeah, I've done P90X and I'm halfway through 80-day obsession. You're like, oh, are you working with a coach? Like, yeah. Okay, what are we doing right now? Like literally, I have had coaches say, yes, send me the info. And then I ask them that question and they're like, yeah, I've been a coach for 3 years. Then why do you want the info? It's so confusing to me. I'm literally like, guess you don't need the info then. Like, it's so bizarre. But like a lot of people, you can't tell that they're coaches or their page is private. So again, I would encourage you to make it very obvious that you help women with health and fitness. But notice what I just said. I didn't say make it obvious that you're a Beachbody coach. Make it obvious that you help women with health and fitness. Okay, so you don't need anything that says Beachbody on your page. There's nothing on my page that says Beachbody. Okay, but it's obvious that I help women with health and fitness. So at the very least, I'm into health and fitness. Anyways, so then I have literally a set blurb of what I say about Beachbody On Demand, and then a separate message, a set blurb about what I say about Shakeology. Because combined, it's a really long message, but two little short blurbs, right? And then I wait for their response. If they don't respond, I will follow up a day later. Hey, are you still interested in getting the info? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, okay, great. So then I'll just tell them about the boot camp. It's a private group on Facebook. We have a once daily check-in of our workouts and Shakeology. You can post as little or as much as you want. I'll be posting recipes, tips and tricks, and motivation. Great way to stay accountable. I keep everything short and sweet. Everything. And I don't end things in questions. Like I don't use all of the little tricks, the little network marketing tricks. Right? Like I just give them the info and then I wait for their response. What a lot of people do is they give them all of the info and then wonder why nobody's responding. And you're going to get ghosted at every stage, right? And then so then if they're like, this sounds great, and I always validate what they say, like this is great. Would it be okay to send over the package options for you? And they're like, yeah. And then I send over the graphic of whatever the current promotion is. So like right now I'm pushing bar. And then I send that over to them and I say, let me know which package works best for you. And again, you're going to get ghosted at all stages. And people are just liars. So, I mean, they'll be like, I don't have any money. And then they'll go join Orange Theory Fitness the next day. And you're like, oh, that's weird.
I have a quick question for you.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
No.
We like cross. No, go ahead, Ash.
I was just going to say, like, I know you said that your only offer is the team. So how has that process changed to be the only offer as a team? Is that like the end communication at the end being like the team is the accountability, the team is a support, so come do that too? Or
so I only talk about coaching. It's kind of confusing, right? I only talk about coaching, but majority of my invites are to a boot camp. So, okay. But once they say yes, once they've given me their email and their flavors, never before, and a lot of people mess this up. Once they get a yes, an email and flavors, I say, one more question. I say, last question. There's 2 ways to sign up. Both cost the same today. One is as a customer. Any future orders will be at retail price. The other is as a coach. Any future orders will be at 25% off. We do have a monthly fee of $15.95, but it's still a great savings. Which sounds best to you? You know, some people come back and they're like, oh, just customer. Other people are like, do I have to do anything as a coach? And I just say, nope, just enjoy the savings. Or then other people are like, oh, I've wondered about coaching. I'm like, great, right? Let's get you signed up. But I will say that the coaches I'm signing up literally come into my, business in some way, whether by filling out a survey, taking a poll, dropping an emoji, joining a sneak peek, whatever. So that conversation's different. Like, it might not necessarily be that I sent them an invite and that's how they got to coaching, but because I talk about coaching so much and I'm putting up polls and I'm running sneak peeks, or, putting drop your email and I'll send you info, or I'll send you a video, whatever, right? That I'm finding a lot of people that want to coach through that without having to send direct coach invites. So the majority of my invites that I send are to boot camp, unless I see somebody that I'm like, shit, I really want her to be a coach. Did that answer that?
All right, I have one question.
Okay.
So obviously, because you pull some really big numbers every month, like I guess I've always personally been curious where the majority of those people come from. Like for you, is it your consistency in the invitation process doing kind of like the 50 a day kind of a thing? Or would you say that you attract a lot of people through Instagram? And like, if that's the case, like, are you hashtagging? Are you like, what kind of, that's just an abundance of people. So I guess I'm just curious where they mostly come from.
I'm literally the worst. I don't even use hashtags on my posts. Like,
I don't either, but I can't grow at all. Like, and I know that's why, but I really don't know the proper way to use Instagram. That's partially why I'm curious. It's like
I don't think my following's really growing. I had a huge surge after I did the Beachbody Champions page, but obviously those are all coaches. So I had like probably 1,000 coaches follow me after I did that training in the Champions page. But I don't feel like my following's really growing, but I do make an effort to go follow 15 new accounts on Instagram every single day. And, sometimes more if I get on a roll, but 15 minimum I will follow a day. But this is probably not the answer you want to hear, but I am just very, very consistent, and I will follow up with someone until one of us dies. So if you don't tell me no, or I don't see that you've joined somebody else, I will keep inviting you, even if it's like 9 messages of me inviting you to a boot camp. And I literally, like, when I'm sending messages, I'm like, fuck it, whatever. I swear, like, when I'm like, whatever, or I don't know, whatever, because I've already said.
But you're just circulating back through the people that you've already sent messages to about it, or like a combination of that plus like your current and existing like story followers. It's just like you're just reaching both.
Yeah, it's a lot of follow-ups. I think a lot of people think people join me on the first time. If I send an invite and we've never talked and they said yes, and I gave them all the information and they actually completed their share cart that day, I would think they're a serial killer. Like, that's free. Like, that does not happen, like, ever. And I have to remind my team of that, like, because they'll see me, because obviously they see my Success Club numbers, but we have a Help 100 thread every single month. And so we shout out who we're helping and with what. Obviously 99% of my people I'm helping are with challenge packs. So they see me putting their names in there, sometimes 2, 3 a day. And, like, I think they think it's literally like I invite someone one time and they're like, of course. I'm like, no. Like, the girl who I sent a share card to today, she was supposed to sign up with me in February and she didn't fill out her share card, right? Like, it's just crazy, like, when people just kind of circle back around, you know what I mean? Or a girl that bought bod from me 2 years ago and now she wants a challenge pack, right? Because she can't stay on track, like, whatever it is. But I do feel like I have a very loyal customer base. So when a new program comes out, a lot of them are really willing to buy a completion pack to do that. And then one little trick that I do is at the beginning of the month, I go into the subscription things in the bod and I see who's about to expire, and I message them and let them know that instead of renewing for $99, we can renew and get you the new bar program. And then it would only be $60 more to get Shakeology or Performance Stack. And obviously not everybody responds, but I do have a good response rate of like, yeah, that sounds great. Let's go ahead and do that. Especially in February when they got the free pumpkin spice. I mean, that was like people, they just handed us Success Club with that shit. So, so that was a lot easier to sell that because they got a whole free box of pumpkin spice. But so that's something I do. But yeah, I mean, I feel like it's just, I mean, every post I do has a call to action. Every post. Literally every post. So if I post twice a day, they both have call to actions on them. Like there's just no shame in my game because I just want to make sure that, you know, because I'm not naive to think that everyone, one, sees all my posts, one, reads all my posts, or reads them all to the end. Okay. So, and I know that things for people can turn on a dime. Like they're not ready. And then 2 weeks later, they're like, God told me to talk to you. I'm like, great. What did he say? Okay. So like, I know that things turn on a dime. So I have to be available and make sure that my open sign is always on for people. Right. So, I mean, I'd love to tell you that I send 50 invites a day. I certainly do not. I do not do that. I'm just very consistent and I do show a lot of love to my followers. Like I do make sure every day I am replying to their stories and I reply every person that replies to my story that with words. If it's an emoji, I don't always reply, which I'm trying to get better at, but sometimes I just literally don't know what to say if they reply with an emoji. But if they reply with words, I will reply to them. And I reply to every comment that people give me because I want to encourage that behavior. And they took time to do that, even if it's one person. I used to not do it if it was coaches, but Instagram and Facebook don't know who's coaches and who isn't. Like they just know it's engagement. So I'm going to go engage back with those people. And if you can't think of anything to say, thank you so much, heart emoji is perfect, right? So even, you know, like when I'm posting of my stepson who's lost 100 pounds now, and you know, people are like, congrats, 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 congrats. And so you're like trying to think of something new to say to each congrats, like you just recycle them, right? But like replying to all those because I want to get my stuff seen by more people. I want to show people that I'm appreciative that they took the time to tell me that. So, you know, even when coaches are messaging me, like, because people are still finding me because my Beachbody Champions training is like still going. It's like at 22,000 views now. Like, so I'm still getting new coaches finding me. Like I will reply and say thank you for, you know, the nice things that they say. Because one, it's nice to be nice, but two, Instagram recognizes when you're using their features. So if you're engaging, Instagram's gonna boost your stuff.
Thank you.
Such good stuff, Danny. This was really so super fun and very entertaining. But beyond all that, we appreciate like your words of wisdom. I mean, pages full of just wisdom type quotes